Garden of Eden has vanished, they say, but I know the lie of it still. Just turn to the left at the bridge of Finney and stop when halfway to Coot Hill. 'Tis there you will find it, I know sure enough, when fortune has answered my call. For the grass it grows green around that.
The majestic Shannon waterway is one of the largest in Europe. 300 navigable miles of delightful, slow, winding broads and vast island-studded lakes. Every yard, it seems, teeming with fish. Family cruisers act as the mobile base for many holiday fishermen, or you can hire rowing boats and outboards. Others prefer the slower pace and solitude of the riverbank.
Quite a heavy swim. It looks as though if I only use loose feed, it won't get down. Won't get down nowhere near the bottom at all. So what I'm doing is putting all my maggots in ground bait to get it down in the latter half of the swim.
Unlike the ern, the fish are lying at a distance, requiring skill to bring on the feed. The reel has to be capable of putting a bait out against the wind, and the rod responsive to the bite and setting the hook.
When there is a strong wind, I prefer to use the waggler. The reason is you can cut your line under the water, and it gives you a much more better bait presentation, and also you're able to strike much more easily with a waggler. What that means, in actual fact, is that the float is attached to the bottom ring only, and you're able to sink the line completely in these rough winds so that you have no downstream skim, and you're able to sink the line and run it through at the current speed, as opposed to fishing at top and bottom, where in actual fact you then have a bow in the line, and when you have a bite you're not able to lift that bow off the water and strike into the fish cleanly. With a waggler, you're able to cut it all under the water and give a better bait presentation and also a better strike as well.
Ken has found some superb rudd and rudd-bream hybrids, while Clive has chosen to fish close to the warm water outfall where the bream are cleaning themselves in the fast flow.
Clive has caught a few nice fish, and when I say nice, you know, we've got to be fair now. These fish are about 6 pounds to 6.5 pounds. Now, by any standard of fishing, that's nice bream fishing. They're very nice fish. These tench and the bream, apparently they come into this nice warm water here, and as you look at the water you can see a big batch of weeds out in the middle, and you can see the warm water flowing from the right hand side, and it sweeps all the way down. And so it's ideal for these bream and these tench to spawn.
As you can see, the water's coming out of the power station here, and it's coming out quite fast. Now, the accepted or possibly the most popular method for bream fishing is the swing tip, but the swing tip demands that the water be still or nearly still. The water coming out of the power station results in quite a strong current. Now, quiver tips, they come in various sizes, various strengths, and most anglers carry them as other anglers would floats. I've got about 4 or 5, and the one I'm using here would be about 80 thou in thickness at the top. That's quite a stiff quiver tip, but as I said, the water's moving, and I think this will be the ideal thickness for the job.
Anyone who thinks that bream are ponderous and poor fighters haven't fished for the Shannon specimens. They can average 5 or 6 pounds, and double-figure record breakers are a real possibility.
To look at some of these fish we've been catching today, that they're more or less fulfilled their period of time in this type of water. They're more or less back to A1 condition, and I should think they'll be moving off back down into the loch or into the quieter stretches of the river, more suitable for them. If you study the look of the bream, the way it's built, its physical look, it's a deep fish. It's got a lot of cross-sectional area, and when you hook them, they put this against the current and gain a lot of advantage.
Fishing in Lakeland has many facets, the variety and scale of water being matched by the choice to chase many different species. Towards summer, The gentle, smooth-flowing chalk streams are teeming with wild, deep-bellied brown trout, yellow-flanked and spotted with mottled black and red. They rise to the dry fly, a cast of nymphs, or pull a well-sunk lure. An angler can really relax here, content to throw a line even when the fish are not responding. And then, when you think there is not a fish in the river, your heart misses a beat, and you remember why you were an angler. You can relax, but shouldn't lose your concentration. Trout are wily, and you have to take the chance when offered.
When fish start coming short, it can be useful to change the fly or presentation. With few natural insects on the surface, a lure imitating a small fish can be an effective alternative. A fast sink or shooting head on one reel and floating line on the other rod, and you're equipped for most situations.
A stealthy approach, keeping well below the skyline, and the trout, if they are there, will be unaware of your presence. Fish can be feeding close in under the bank, and a short line is all that is needed, first of all, to work the margins, where the trout cruise in search of surface flies. Gradually lengthen the line, searching for a likely lie and a cooperative trout. Already these trout are in fine condition and refuse to give up against the pressure of the fly rod. The singing of the reel as a good fish takes line must be one of the most exciting sounds an angler can hear.
In we go. Ah, that's it. Out he comes. Lovely. Hooked right in the scissors.